sell that? How do you like say, go to somebody and say that you don't, I'm sure you don't go and say, hey, I'm a Dreamweaver.
Yeah, no, I say, yeah.
Or do you?
No. I mean, on my Instagram profile, yeah, it says Dreamweaver. But I mean, you get to play a little bit more with elements of what you want to share and don't share. So it depends on who I'm talking to. So these days, the lines between pop culture and politics are being more and more fused, right? If you saw Cardi B's role in the Democratic presidential primary cycle, yeah, like everyone was. Yeah, exactly. Bernie. But then when Biden got nominated or got the nomination, like there was still interactions. She was relevant because of the audience that she has acquired, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with like Ocasio-Cortez, wildly popular amongst young people and came from sort of the Bernie, camp. Mm-hmm. But when she's doing engagements and events, an artist that I used to work with, Anik Khan, like he's there at the Bernie's back rally performing. And she's like, what? Her and Bernie are talking to Anik, and they're just like, thank you, and this and that, and engaging because they want to be related and connective to the audience of people that are entertained by Anik. And so then, he did a thing where he's like, if you're from where I'm from, we do this thing where we say "you're" and people chant back, right? And so AOC did that with him. So he goes "you're," and then she and the crowd were like "you're back." So
yeah, it's like a New York thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So she'll get into, it's a New York thing. So she'll get into the policy of like, hey, let's treat people well. Let's make sure that they're covered in healthcare and that we have, the Green New Deal has some leverage. But the same way that Anik came from no one knowing who he was to being able to, tour the world and produce music and launch The Foreign Affair, that's his messaging, right? That's his strategic comms. That's what he's talking about, and it relates to us because we're people, and I'll shout out like Atif and Humay. We are here, third culture, hyphenated identity, and so we connect to that message because of its ability to relate to us. So I guess ultimately, really, what I'm doing is strategy, right? Is how do we connect strategic communications to some degree of execution, whether that's the buy-in for an event physically or your subscription to my mantra, if you will. Yeah. Another Anik plug.
The pressing play thing makes a lot of sense with that, what you were sharing earlier. How do we get them to press play basically on, whatever the call to action is?
Yeah. You guys do this in your artwork, right? So when you've got a new parody that you've put up, that's your real estate, right? The little square that we're looking at is how I'm picking and choosing which next Ronopono video I'm about to play and why, right? And because of that, some of your videos will have higher streams or higher views, right? And it's just, if I know nothing else about it, and I'll connect it back to politics. If you know nothing else about the candidates in your district, you tend to vote for the name that's more familiar.
True.
Right? Statistically.
Yeah.
So the same thing in music or visuals. If the name and the image seems familiar or relatable or appealing, you're likely going to press play. And then if you like it, yeah, exactly. And then if you like it, you got 30 seconds to figure out if somebody likes it or not. Less than that, typically, now with all of our
That
ADD.
reminds me of AOC and Ilhan Omar playing Among Us, the game, on live on Twitch or whatever, where everyone was watching. And then, you're right. Maybe somebody watches that and is like, oh, I remember them playing this game that
She's
I'm
running
into.
for president. I'll vote for her because she was a Twitch streamer or whatever.
Yeah, because she was chill enough to come and play with us.